I'm going to start with a joke. This is a true story of George Phillips of Meridian, Mississippi, who was going to bed when his wife told him that he'd left the light on in the shed. George opened the door to go turn off the light, but saw there were people in the shed in the process of stealing things. He immediately phoned the police, who asked, "Is someone in your house?" And George said no and explained the situation. Then they explained that all patrols were busy and that he should simply lock his door and an officer would be there when available. George said, "Okay," hung up and counted to 30 and phoned the police again. "Hello, I just called you a few seconds ago because there were people in my shed. Well, you don't have to worry about them now because I've just shot them all." Then he hung up. Within 5 minutes, 3 squad cars, an armed response unit, and an ambulance showed up. Of course, the police caught the burglars red-handed. One of the policemen said to George, "I thought you said that you shot them." George said, "I thought you said there was nobody available." The mantra for this is, I refuse to be a victim. Instead, I am a victor. Repeat that with me. I refuse to be a victim. Instead, I am a victor. I will be talking about letting go of the past. The trick about abuse and violence, if you have been a victim of violence, is that it puts you in such a position that it makes you focus on all the wrong that has happened to you. Most victims of abuse attribute most of their failures, their pains, and their aches to the abuse. Eventually have a wrong mindset because of the abuse. And because of a wrong mindset, we focus on the negativity. We get a chip on our shoulder and we fall into self-pity. Nothing's ever right for me. My life sucks. I went through this abuse. I went through this. I went through that. And it's a never-ending cycle of self-abuse because of what one person, or maybe 2 or 3 people, may have done to us. And so many people have fallen into this trap, even without being abused. It's called a victim mentality. And instead of standing strong and saying, you know what, I refuse to be a victim to what this person done to me years ago, they give up and they become their own worst abuser. But you don't know what I've been through. I had a cracked jaw, a cracked skull, a broken arm, or a broken leg. I was beaten. I was hurt. Yes, you were. But it's not happening now. The choice is ours whether to be a victim or a victor. Whether to be a victim or a warrior. Whether to be sad or to be happy. It is our choice. We choose our thoughts. And it's up to us whether to give it power or not. Every aspect of your life pertains to your thoughts. Think of the person that you love the most. Imagine them, see them in front of your eyes, and recognize this is your thoughts of this person. This is what you choose. And when it comes to abuse, and you remember the abuse, you put yourself in the victim state of mind, in the victim mentality. You're giving power to the abuse all over again. It's like picking at a wound and keeping it open instead of allowing it to heal. The more you focus on the abuse, the more of a victim you become. But in the same token, you become a self-abuser. And you are dangerous to the people around you because you can abuse them without even realizing it. It doesn't have to be physical. Because think about it. If you are your own worst self-emotional abuser, how good are you to the others around you? Yeah, you may have suffered. You may have suffered tremendously. But becoming a victim and then an abuser is the worst thing. You need to take the evil and turn it around for good. Perhaps you're meant to help others who have been through abuse. They don't understand this concept. So do you have a victim mentality or a warrior mentality? A warrior keeps on and moves on and goes on with their lives. They take the wrong and make it right. Take the unrighteous and turn it into righteous. So do you have a victim mentality or a warrior mentality? The choice is yours. You're meant to be a winner. But as long as you have that victim mentality, it's blocking you. It is hindering you. Not only that though, but you're giving power to the person that abused you. You're giving them thought. The choice is yours. So we get this feeling come to our heads, into our minds. A memory from the past. An injustice. What do? We say, stop. I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to give this person power over me. And the good thing that you will get out of this is, because it's a power moment. You empower yourself. You're able to alter the way you feel about it. But the good thing is that you start to understand that that person that did this wrong to you is even more tormented than you are. I'm not saying you're wrong in feeling like a victim. I'm saying it's wrong to give power to an abuser. So in that case, you have to have a warrior mentality because you cannot succeed in life unless you can overcome this. And I'm going to put in something that really sticks in my mind. I'm going to put in something that Rocky Balboa said to his son.
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up to say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. and you grew up good and wonderful, it was great just watching every day was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son and you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing yourself, you're not have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.
I love how Rocky talks to his son in this film. It's really awesome. I know it doesn't exactly pertain to abuse, though he does speak about beating and getting beaten down. But the fact is that in life we go through hard times and we go through difficult times, and sometimes those difficult times can beat us down. And if we have been a victim of abuse, we can take that and become even bigger winners than a person that can't deal with the average everyday life situation. You have to stop and look at the most famous person that I know that has been through physical abuse, emotional abuse, and rape is Oprah Winfrey. She took what was wrong in her life and turned it into something good. She made it for something right. So, yes, the fact that you were abused is not a good thing, but you can use that abuse to help other people. And you have the potentiality to be a complete success in life, which is the most amazing thing. And you can help other people to become stronger, to deal, to understand, hey, you know what? I don't have to stay a victim. I don't need to be a victim. I am a victor. I'm not a victim of abuse. I am a victor. I am a winner. So do not give power to the wrong. Thank you. If you know anybody that's being abused right now, or if you're in a current abuse situation, call 1-800-621-HOPE. That is 1-800-621-HOPE.